Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni, is missing and Diddy is losing his mind over this. It looks like we had the whole adopted daughter thing sideways because word on the streets is that she wasn't mistreated like we thought. The streets are now saying that she was indeed treated like a member of Diddy's family. But unfortunately, it's not all good news because the streets are now saying that she is missing and it does not look good for her. Well, Diddy is not just sitting in prison and waiting for everyone else to figure this out because the streets are saying that Diddy is planning something really sinister for whoever grabbed Ava. Y'all, things are about to get really messy, so let's get into the drama. Okay, now, y'all can say anything about Diddy, and there's a lot of nasty stuff that y'all can say about him, but one thing that everybody can agree on is that he seems to be a really solid dad to his kids. Now, he did expose his sons to freak-offs, so there's that shady part of it, but he did seem to love his kids in his own twisted way. I mean, he even adopted Kim Porter's son, Quincy Brown, who she had with Al B. Sure, even though Quincy's real father is still alive. I mean, there was all that drama about how he allegedly tried to unalive Al B. Sure, but that's a story for another day, and from what we know, Diddy 100% seems to treat Quincy like his own biological child. He even showed up to support Diddy during the trial, so it kind of makes sense that Diddy would feel the same about Ava. For context, we're talking about the white girl that he claimed to have adopted during the pandemic.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids and I got permission from your mother and say all of that just to make it because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically our sisters, all 4 of us. So, and then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs.
At the time, that sent off all sorts of green flags because it was a tough time back then. A lot of people lost their jobs, many people lost their lives, and things were rough at the time. So it was a breath of fresh air when Diddy claimed that he took a child off the streets and was going to raise her as his own. But once Diddy got exposed, fans started to look at that video all over again, and it was creepy to say the least. Considering the wild things that have been alleged against Diddy, it doesn't come as a surprise that fans were suspicious over his sudden decision to adopt a child that was already in a vulnerable situation. Okay, so this is where the internet really started raising eyebrows and clutching pearls because out of all the examples Diddy could have used to explain his surprise adoption, he chose to compare himself to Madonna. And if you've been anywhere near a headline in the past couple of decades, you already know her adoption history isn't exactly clean or drama-free. On the surface, sure, it sounds noble, just like Diddy, a celebrity adopting a child and giving them a better life. But Madonna's name has been wrapped in controversy for years when it comes to that. Multiple outlets have reported that some of her adoptions may not have followed the rules and the questions haven't exactly gone away. And this isn't just some tabloid speculation either. The Ethiopian World Federation actually accused her of serious violations, including human and exploiting vulnerable families. They claim she allegedly convinced birth parents to give up their children by promising access to schooling in the US, only for her to adopt the kids outright and cut all ties. So when Diddy name dropped her as some sort of example, it was kind of suspicious. That is not the comparison you want to make when you're already in hot water and trying to paint yourself as a loving father. If anything, it just made people side-eye the whole situation even harder. And once we found out what we now know, the video got even more sus because fans peeped how uncomfortable Ava seemed in the video. People couldn't help but notice something about her body language, the look on her face, the way she carried herself. It just felt off, and it wasn't just one or two people who picked up on it. Fans started going over the video in 2023. It was clear that there was something off. The vibe in that room felt weird from the beginning, almost like everyone was trying too hard to act normal. But once you look a little closer at the people involved, things start to get shady. Diddy's sons, for instance, come with a whole lot of baggage. Justin has already been named in Lil Rod's lawsuit, which is messy enough on its own. And Christian has had his own share of run-ins with the law. So naturally, people started wondering if something had happened to Ava. Was she just nervous, or was there a bigger story behind those uneasy glances and stiff smiles? The situation got worse when Ava pretty much disappeared from the public eye, and it was around the same time that Diddy's sons got exposed for being weirdos to women. Fans put two and two together, and that's when the rumors started. And for context, Christian and Justin have both been sued for allegedly SAing women, which is more than enough to send off red flags. Christian was sued for allegedly SAing a woman on a yacht while the family was on a holiday. The creepy thing is that Diddy's younger daughters were also on the yacht for the trip, which means that they could easily have walked in on their brother hurting the woman. And to prove how serious it is, Christian and Diddy's lawyers filed a motion for the judge to dismiss the lawsuit because it had no grounds. However, the judge threw out the motion and ruled that the case could proceed to trial, which means that he thinks that there is enough evidence for the case to go to trial. On the other hand, Justin also has a lawsuit of his own. Now, y'all know how Lil Rod claimed that Justin was involved with Diddy's freak-offs? Well, a woman came out and claimed that Diddy and Justin allegedly SA'd her after tricking her into coming to LA. According to the woman, whose name is Tyreke Connerly, it all started when Justin slid into her DMs on Snapchat. She claimed that he promised to help her get her foot in the door in the entertainment industry, and even claimed that he would use his dad's connections to hook her up with a gig at Revolt TV. He supposedly handled everything, flew her out from New Orleans to LA, arranged a car, made it all seem official. But once she touched down in LA, that's when things allegedly took a left. In the court documents, she claimed that Justin offered plaintiff liquor and then marijuana, which plaintiff believed was laced due to the effect it had on her. Justin then offered and made plaintiff take various pills or poppers throughout the day. After Justin and plaintiff had consumed multiple, 3 other men arrived at the house. All 3 wore masquerade masks. 2 were unrecognizable to plaintiff, but she recognized the third as defendant Diddy, due in part to his stature and mannerisms, but also because Justin referred to him on at least one occasion as Pop. She then went on to claim that she was taken to a bedroom and they told her to better let this happen or else. The court documents went on to say that in that bedroom, each of the 3 men took turns saying plaintiff both while she was and incapacitated. The brutal gang of plaintiff continued from Saturday evening through at least midday Sunday, with the 3 men continuing to take their turns essaying plaintiff. That kind of environment was not the type of place you want kids around, especially young girls who are not biologically related to you. So it's not surprising that fans think that Ava's disappearance has something to do with Diddy's sons, but word on the streets is that Diddy allegedly just found out about Ava's disappearance and he is furious. Rumor has it that Diddy has allegedly been swearing that none of his boys would ever touch Ava, and she was supposedly fine before he went to prison. The streets are saying that he allegedly assumed that Ava was back home with her biological family, which is why she didn't come to court with his other kids. But now that she's presumed missing, the streets are saying that he's allegedly worried sick and threatening revenge on anyone who could have hurt her. Like I said, Diddy might have done a lot of questionable things, but he seems to be a real papa bear, and if anyone really hurt Ava, well, they might need to watch their backs because Diddy is coming for revenge. But anywho, I want to know what y'all think about Ava being missing. Drop your theories in the comments, then check out this next video.